Yo, what up, though? This is CONQUEST, repping Brooklyn, New York, and West New York simultaneously. And this is another CONQUEST lyric breakdown. And here I'm doing a deep dive on my verse on ATTAM's Rigor-Mortis Cypher.
Yo, I rhyme in technicolor more than Joseph's dream code. Mean flows, respect the brother with the most obscene flows. Believe though I'm all things to all mankind. Though I'm set apart, I stretch the art to point you to Christ. So you reject the dark.
So this is one of the few feature verses that I have out right now. For whatever reason, I don't get called upon to do a lot of feature verses for whatever reason. I mean, probably I just can't rap or something.
Christ has been the answer way before I've sinned.
I'm being completely sarcastic, as you can tell. But anyway, yeah. So ATTAM did reach out for this particular song, and I was made aware of who else was on it. The Commissioner, Q Flow, DJ Ty King makes a nice cameo on there. Obviously, ATTAM, and now me. So yeah, I got the beat. Very interesting percussive vibe, and this is what we ended up doing. So the first 6 bars of the verse goes something like this. I rhyme in technicolor more than Joseph's dream coat. Mean flows, respect the brother with the most obscene flows. Believe though, I'm all things to all mankind. Though I'm set apart, I stretch the art to point you to Christ. So you reject the dark impulses that lie within. Crushing more than Mastodon riffs on Leviathan, cause you're blind to sin. So the first line, I rhyme in technicolor more than Joseph's dream coat. That's obviously metaphor, allusion, a double entendre in there because I'm referencing Joseph from the Bible and the coat that he used to wear that was multicolored, technicolor, and of course I'm using that as a comparison to my rhyming style and the way I write because it's colorful, it's vivid, it has imagery and imagination. And speaking of imagination, Joseph had dreams and visions and purpose, and he used to try and communicate that to whoever could or would listen. And sometimes it was his brothers. Most of the time it was them, and they weren't really trying to hear it. And I'm kind of like using that as a source of inspiration and a double entendre because I feel like when I'm rhyming and when I'm writing and creating music, it's also full of imagery and conversation and purpose and imagination. So that's where that comes from. And after that, you get the multi-syllabic rhyming pattern, the wordplay with the meaning flow, obscene flows, believe, though, all that. But then I say, I'm all things to all mankind, though I'm set apart, I stretch the art to point you to Christ, so you reject the dark impulses that lie within, right? All things to all mankind is not only what God calls us to be, but it's also the meaning of the acronym that is ATTAM.
It's your boy ATTAM. I was gone quick.
ATTAM, the person I'm on the song with, that's what ATTAM stands for, all things to all mankind. But after that, I still say, though I'm set apart, I stretch the art to point you to Christ, right? Because I'm still saying I'm stretching my artistry to point my audience who doesn't know Jesus towards Him. You know, I'm testing the limits of it so that you reject the dark impulses that lie within, because as human beings, we're still sinful and you need Jesus, pretty much. Now the next line is a little inside baseball, if you know what I mean. After I say reject the dark impulses that lie within, I say crushing more than Mastodon riffs on Leviathan, cause you're blind to sin, right? So that's a metaphor on a whole other level. When I say crushing more than Mastodon riffs on Leviathan, I'm referencing the progressive metal band known as Mastodon, one of my favorite bands ever, and they have an album called Leviathan, and the guitar riffs on that album are crushing, and it's crazy, right? So I'm saying the fact that you have these dark impulses that lie within, they're crushing you like those riffs that Mastodon plays because you're blind to sin. And it just works wordplay wise, multi-syllabic rhyming pattern wise. It's just, I love that part.